Hello, everyone. I bet many of you have designed threads, bolts, and nuts and 3D printed them, and you expected them to work, but they didn't. Like in this case, I have this M20 by 2.5 bolt and the same nut, and I expect them to work pretty fine together, but you can see that all I can get out of this is about two and a half turns, as you can see here from the residue of the red color on the bolt. All I can do is to insert and turn maybe two and a half turns, and then it locks. Okay, there we go. It doesn't go any further in, and if I press, I can break it. So why does this happen? Well, because first of all, the resolution of your 3D printer is very limited. It's not like a CNC machine. It has a limited resolution. Second of all, when 3D printing, you will probably have support on the threads, and when you try to clean it, you will leave some imperfections on the threads, and you can see that on this one, and you can see it inside here. You can see it inside the knot as well. So those imperfections and deformations of the thread will work against you. And definitely plastic on plastic has big friction, and you cannot lubricate it well, and lubrication does not work. So if you just simply 3D print a bolt and nuts, although in theory they should work, in practice they might not work pretty well. So what would you do? Well, if you need good, secure, strong connections in the parts that are plastic themselves, my recommendation is always, if you want and you're willing to spend a little bit money, the best connection that you can get are these metal inserts. So use these metal inserts, and with heat and press them into the part and use those. They are much stronger, much better, much more reliable for your projects. But if you do not want to spend money, or you have to 3D print it out of plastic, what should you do so you get them to work together properly? Look at this case here. This is again the same bolt and nut, but as you can see, it is actually working what? Working pretty well, right? So you can open it, you can close it, no worries, and it is actually working very, very reliably. And the same for this one. Although the bolts in these two cases are made a little bit differently with a different technique, but you can see that they are both working very reliably. So what did I do? I want to show you in this video. So here, if we go to SolidWorks, this is the bolt and the nut that I have. And again, they are both M20 by 2.5, and you can either modify the bolt or not, or you can modify both of them if you like. Now, in this case, I'm just gonna modify the bolt for you. So I'm gonna close the nut, and we just wanna focus on the bolt. Now, this is your bolt. And one way that you can do it is if you go to insert and go to face, and then use this command move face, okay? So I say I want to move face. What technique? Translate, rotate, or offset? Definitely offset in this case. And then how much of offset do you need? Well, most of the nozzles, the hot end of most of 3D printers are 0.4 mil. And since it's 0.4, you can apply it for the whole diameter of the thread. You can put half of it on one side, half of it on the other side. And so half of that, which is 0.2 mil, is the good offset that you can have, okay? And that is the smallest thing you can get with a 0.4 mil nozzle 3D printer. So I go with 0.2, and then it says pick all the surfaces you want to be offset, and I'm gonna pick all of the thread surfaces. And once it picks all of them, now take a look here. There are two directions for the offset. In this case, the offset of 0.2 mil is external, so the result is going to be even thicker than the original one. And that's not what you want. What you want is the offset goes inward, so you get thinner threads, and for that you flip the direction. Okay, now they're going to be thinner than what it is, and let's see when we do it. There we go. This is the thread that you will get, and if you look at the thread, they are very, very sharp. okay, and they are smaller and the gap between them is bigger because of the offset, but you can print it and it works pretty reliably. And that is exactly the second one here. This thread, I made it exactly with that technique, and as you can see, the end of the threads are pretty sharp. Okay, now the other technique you can use is to basically modify the diameter of the shaft. Okay, so let me get rid of this. And now this shaft is a 20 mil shaft, right? That's the major diameter. And this thread that I did is 20 by 2.5. Okay, look. So now what I can do is I keep the thread, but the sketch of the shaft, which is a circle with diameter of 20, I can go and change it to what? To 20 minus that 0.4 mil, which is 19.6. So I make the shaft smaller, but do not change the thread command, okay? And here we go. I make the shaft a little bit smaller. That's all I do. And now if you look at it, it's not as sharp as last time, but clearly because the original shaft is smaller and the method of thread, if you look at it, is cutting, right? So look here, I'm using metric die and I'm cutting thread. For that reason, this is done on a little bit smaller thread, shaft or raw material. And although it doesn't look too much different from the original one, it is actually slightly smaller. And that is exactly how I did this second method. Okay, so the thread here is not as sharp as that first time. Okay, it's not as sharp, but it's a little bit smaller and it is working just fine. Okay, so these are two techniques that I recommend if you want to get your threads working. I have seen other techniques around where people just scale the thread up and down and they completely deform the shape of the thread and it becomes kind of circular. So the thread is now completely round instead of having its sharpness, right? And I don't think that's the best technique, although that's another technique. Okay, so you might say, well, this one here is pretty sharp. Yes, but still it has that triangular profile for the thread. Okay, and this one, instead of making it kind of more circular one, right? Now the circular one, the good thing about it is for print, it can give you probably a better quality of the print because the thread is quite a bit coarser and bigger. But if you don't want to change the shape of the thread significantly, like really significantly, these two techniques work much better. You don't need to make the bolt much longer and you don't need to change it from triangular to circular or semicircular. So hopefully this video was useful to you. You learned something about 3D printing and CAD design in SolidWorks for bolts and nuts, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.